What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the second ever edition of Clown World Weekly with the Spiritual Gangsters, myself, Teresa, and my wonderful co host, the NY Patriot. Say what's up.
What's up? Good morning, everybody. It's Monday
Yes.
morning.
Yeah, I feel like we should do like Nancy Pelosi. Good morning.
Yo,
Monday morning.
real slow too.
Right? Nice hat, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, I was actually really surprised, tell you the truth, how fast I got this hat, considering
Yeah,
it's from Canada. But
I
yes,
know, right?
I have donned the tinfoil hat, and I highly suggest this hat.
Yay.
Yes,
Yeah. So if people don't know what we're talking about, NY is wearing a hat that partially made. I didn't make the whole thing, but
yes.
the patch and the vinyl and attached it and whatever. So it's like half handmade, shall we say. But yeah, put my little spin on it. So it looks great on you. Love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. And I had mine too. And I was like, should we match? I think that's kind of gay. So I let him wear it this time. But maybe we'll alternate or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyways, another fun week in Clown World, right? I had lots of things for this episode like put down, and I had to take away some stuff because otherwise it would be too long. But yeah, so last week we led off with Mr. Donald Trump potentially being assassinated, and this week we have a Democrat who actually was attempted to be assassinated, Mr. RFK Jr. So I
Mm.
thought it's only fair, if we did one side, we got to do the other side, right? So, okay.
Really, within the last 3 weeks, we've had on the news, Biden's not going to make it. Donald Trump's going to get knocked off, and now we got this guy.
Everybody's getting whacked. It's the mafia out there. Jeez. Anyways. So
I
yeah,
mean, you don't have to knock him off. How about you just remove him from the tickets? I mean,
that would also be helpful, right? All right. But yeah, you actually didn't even hear about this one, I think.
no, no, it was new to me when you had like written up the notes and everything, and I was looking. I was like, yo, I didn't even know this happened.
Yeah. Yeah. So Robert F. Kennedy Jr., he was at a event on Friday, September 15th. It was the Hispanic Heritage event in Los Angeles when a suspect tried to approach him. This guy was carrying a U.S. Marshal badge lanyard. He was wearing 2 shoulder holsters with loaded pistols. He had extra ammo on him, and he attempted to identify himself as one of Kennedy's security team. Interesting.
Hmm.
So the suspect's name, they revealed it, is Adrian Paul Espuro, I think is his name. Let me bring up the slide of him. There he is. You guys can see that, right?
Mm.
Yeah, so that's him getting arrested there, obviously. And it's funny because the articles say that he had like a U.S. Marshal badge on him, but it didn't say that it was fake.
Oh,
So I'm like, did this guy like make himself a very like good forgery, or was he like a former U.S.
yeah.
Marshal or some sort of military or security?
I don't. I mean, I've said it before, but I actually don't think it's hard. If you have the money and you know the people, I don't think it's hard to actually buy fake stuff to wear.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, again, I hate going back to such an old thing, but we've mentioned it before, and I'm pretty sure I've covered it. And I'm sure Headless actually has brought it up on my show. There was a time where people who were associated with Kamala Harris, had the whole getup of looking like they were in the police and
Yeah.
got caught by the cops because they weren't actually cops.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so it's like,
Oof.
they had the vests, the outfits,
Yeah,
cars, and everything.
that's creepy.
So it's not hard to actually, again, I think, like I had said maybe last week, if I was dressed up as some dude fixing your fucking cable and I had the van and the outfit on and everything, like the Italian Job movie or Ocean's,
Yes,
are
yes.
you going to think anything of it besides that's just some dude fixing the cable?
Isn't that what people say if you want to like sneak in anywhere, just carry a ladder with you? Because people will just assume that like you're inside to like fix a light bulb or like do
Yeah,
something in the building,
put a
and they
uniform
just
on.
don't question you.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, just look the part, right?
Throw a magnetic name or throw a magnetic thing on the side of a van, and all of a sudden you're legit.
Yeah, true, right? Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so okay, this attempted assassination took place less than 2 miles from the Ambassador Hotel, which is where RFK Jr.'s father, or Robert F. Kennedy Sr., was shot and killed, interestingly. So I took it upon myself to map out the two locations because the article mentioned it several times that I was reading that the two locations were less than 2 miles, but it never gave like a specific distance. So I looked it up on Google Maps. So I've got the two addresses on the side, and they are exactly 1.7 miles apart.
And
Wait,
that is taking which street though?
the one that Google offered me.
Well, it says via 8th Street.
Oh shit.
8 and 17. Same thing that I was talking about in Gilgo, where she started at house 8, and the last
Uh,
one stopped was 17. 1 and 7 equals 8.
okay, yeah,
And yeah, I think
right?
you're going to be touching on 8 later, too.
And 17 also.
Path it to
And
who?
I know it depends on traffic, but here when I looked it up, it did say it was 8 minute drive also,
Mhm.
which I looked it up late at night, so no traffic, I guess. That's a typical time it takes to get between the two places. Super weird. And you always say 17 associated with the beast, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. I found that weird. Um, yeah, so I just found it odd being last week, like Trump assassination rumors were like in the air. Now this week we've got a Kennedy assassination attempt. And in the Q conspiracy theories, Trump and the Kennedys are like very linked. And of course, Q is all about the 17,
Yeah.
right? Weird. And in several articles that I looked up about the assassination attempt, it said that RFK Jr. is the first presidential candidate to be denied Secret Service detail by the current president. So apparently, it's normal for the president in power to give security help to the candidates as the election draws closer. I guess with as political tensions rise, they want to make sure everybody's safe. If you're a decent human being, I know you're
Yeah.
talking about before we were recording. You're like, but wouldn't you want to knock off your competition?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, honest, especially with the way, I mean, the storyline is playing out, the way that the play is going now. I
Hmm.
mean, they're trying every damn thing they can to not get, Trump to run. If this guy is trying to take out, or if the storyline is that the left is trying to take out the right's competition or any competition, would you really care to help him? I mean,
I
even
guess not.
I mean, my opinion is you look at politics as it's a business. If Burger King was 5 stores down and was watching McDonald's go down in fire, I'm sure they're not going to send their employees over there with buckets of water to helping them to put it out. They're like, oh, this is great. We're going to make more money now.
That's funny.
I just don't see, with the way the world is and how politics run, it's not a surprise to me.
Right. No, yeah, it's not a surprise for sure. Um, I guess, but it's tradition, apparently.
Mhm.
So I don't know. It's weird to me that Biden would deny a Kennedy security detail of all the families. Like,
Yeah.
come on, right?
Oh, well, that, for all you know, that could be something's going to happen. And they're like, oh, Biden did it because he didn't give him the fucking,
Yeah, and then everyone's gonna
he
hate.
didn't
All
give
of America will hate
security.
Biden.
Yeah, he didn't give him security. So it's that guy's fault. He pulled the trigger.
Yeah,
Somehow that will make sense. Since he didn't have security, it's his fault. Some sick motherfucker pulled the trigger, which makes no sense either. But that will be, the
yeah.
rational.
And then like the reason I even found out about the incident was because I saw it on RFK Jr.'s own Instagram and Twitter. Is he tweeted out this like long thing thanking like the people who were quick to respond, his own security team and LAPD, and the security of the event. Like everyone was like very on the ball apparently. Funny enough, I looked up the suspect's last name, Espuro, and it is of Basque origin, which I don't know if people know. The Basque region is in like northern Spain and France, and it is the highest population of Rh negative blood in the entire world,
That's
which is weird. Does it like do you know like the weirdness around Rh negative?
yeah. Well, yeah. I've heard.
Yeah. So
I've had a
it's
lot of people come on who aren't honestly like probably qualified to talk about it, but I have an understanding about it.
right. Yeah. So for anyone who's listening who doesn't know what is weird about that, it's rumored that Rh negative blood is either from an alien source, a reptilian source, a demonic source.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
You know, we need to get Lisa on to actually cover RH negative blood.
there we go. Yes.
The only times I've ever heard someone break down what it is because they have it.
Oh, I see.
And I'm special, so of course I'm gonna church the, and
The
fucking.
blood of the
Oh,
gods.
yeah, I'm gonna make this
Yeah.
sound fucking glorious now. No, I actually just want to know, like, what's the actual difference?
Yeah. So apparently his I guess heritage, whether this man knows it or not, would trace back to the Basque region. And also the last name means rock axe or noble rock, which I think sometimes like names are important.
Rock.
Yeah,
Why
I
am
don't
I
know.
thinking? Is there anything to do? For some reason, Hard Rock Cafe popped into my head.
Oh.
Might have been something else that I saw recently. Something happened at a Hard Rock Cafe, maybe.
Well, I just thought rock axe and he's like attempting to murder somebody. I don't know. It's kind of like maybe he thinks it's like a noble cause what he's doing.
Uh,
I'm not sure. It doesn't describe the motivations or anything like that. So I'm wondering like is this legit or is this like some sort of a stage like oh my god, Kennedy is such a truth teller. He's going to die.
well, I mean, it goes along with everything that I mean, QAnon has been pushing.
Right? Yeah. Just
Yeah.
feeding the Q communities fire.
Uh,
I'm not sure. But yeah, I thought it was a lot of weirdness around that. So we'll see if RFK Jr. says he's holding out hope that Biden will still give him some Secret Service help.
yeah, and now you were saying though the thing is with the Secret Service help, it's probably more of like a timely thing that is within a certain amount of time of running, right?
Yeah, so apparently it's like within 120 days of the election. Now, I don't know if that the primary election, the presidential election. Like, I'm not clear exactly on the parameters, but apparently it is common for the current president to give help.
If he does do that, which I mean, maybe he will. The only thing is he's got a long time before that kicks in.
Right, like the
You've got
actual
like close to a year that you got to hope you're okay before before he allows this.
right? Yeah, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, it's weird. All right. So moving along, we have a story. We had him last week. He's back again.
Oh, he's so easy to talk about, though.
It's just honestly, he's such a character, Mr. Elon Musk, character of Clown
You,
World.
you know what drives me nuts? I mean, and to be totally honest with you, it's like a little fucked up. If you don't have a check mark, you're actually like you're limited to how much stuff you're gonna see.
Yes.
I don't follow him, but yet
Okay.
his shit still pops up. He posts so
Oh,
fucking often. You know how much he's gonna chop down your limits
yeah.
between him, sorry, and every account that tweets for him and tags him that just shows you even if you don't follow them or not. You're cutting down your viewing so much by shit you're being forced to see by him and his little cronies.
Yeah, I find it very annoying when I open Twitter, it shows me like recommended tweets first, and then you have to like toggle over to the people you're actually following. It's very annoying. I guess it's like a for you page or whatever, but anyway, and of course, the I don't know if the rate for Twitter to get a blue check mark is still $8 a month. It was. So
Oh
got
yeah,
that
right.
got that 8 again, of course.
I think it went from 8 to 11 or some shit like that. Which
Oh,
is
really?
it's like the fucking same thing, just a higher arc of the 8.
Oh god. All right. So he's back in the news. Well, Clown World Weekly news.
Yeah.
Because our friend Colby from Disinfobation, he tweeted out and tagged us in this tweet because we've talked about it before, that Elon Musk has demon-like outbursts, according to the man who wrote his biography. So this dude, his name is Walter Isaacson, has just finished and published a 600-page biography on Elon Musk, and he followed him around for 3 years. Colby. Yeah. So he might have some insight, into like his actual personality and his private life a little bit. But yeah, the biographer was quoted as saying that the billionaire Musk has demon like outbursts and multiple personalities.
I believe it.
Right? Yeah. So apparently, this bombshell biography was released last week on September 12th. It's already the best selling book in the US, apparently, despite being 600 pages. It's a really long book. Yeah, Isaacson says Elon has so many different personalities, much like his father, Errol Musk, and is very much a Jekyll and Hyde type of character. He'll be fine for a while and then snap and go dark and demon like. Then snap out of it again and hardly remembers anything from the Dark Mood episode when he's like back in reality,
Back in character.
back in his regular character. Weird, right?
Yeah, I do. I mean, this is my opinion. I think that's all side effects of fucking with magic. That's just my opinion.
Very much could be. We'll explain why this person is on the screen in a second. He also described Musk's behavior and decision making as often erratic and impulse driven. For example, his Twitter purchase and the X rebrand were both like not super well thought out, apparently. I'm not sure about that. Also, there was a story floating around that Elon Musk like stopped a Ukrainian military plan to
Oh,
carry out a major mission in Crimea, and he stopped it by denying like Starlink internet access to the
see,
Ukrainians.
that's something. I mean,
But the guy had to retract the story. I don't know why. Because then, no, sorry, I do know why. Musk tweeted out that Crimea didn't have Starlink access yet at the time.
in my opinion, anything that's going to happen with, again, like when we were talking about, which I don't think they were. I actually think they were weather manipulation balloons.
Mm,
But when those balloons are coming and everybody's like, "Oh, it's China's spies."
right.
If they were collecting information from those balloons and sending them back to China, how the hell do you think it's getting there? Starlink. If anything is going to happen that's fucked up with war, you can thank Starlink for allowing that to happen.
Right? Yeah, if you wanted to shut the war down, just block the access altogether.
I don't think people realize like what Starlink is actually used for by other governments.
Yeah, and it's like very scary that one man really has the power to decide who has access to that and who doesn't. That's frightening.
I mean, CNN was making him look good because of this, actually.
Oh my god, so mainstream media was even reporting it?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
And then Musk himself tweeted out that like it wasn't even possible because there was no operation, like Starlink wasn't operational in that area at the time.
Yeah, because he turned it off.
Well, I guess he was implying it wasn't like set up or whatever. I don't know. Weird. It's scary though. It's scary how much power he has.
Yeah.
And with, multiple personalities. So is he schizophrenic? Is he demon possessed? Okay, so you, me, and Colby did an episode about Elon Musk a while back. And in that episode, I brought up this lady here, Rosemary, who is supposedly, she claims to be Elon Musk's nanny or babysitter when he was very young, like 6, 7 years old. And she has some wild stories. You can find them on YouTube probably. Saying that she like walked in on Musk, like getting stuff out of his mother's African like trunks. Like she had these trunks in the house full of like figurines and like memorabilia from South Africa. and he would like get these little figurines out and play with them, and then he like put them in a circle on the bed and did like some sort of ritual, and she walked in and it was like another dimension was like opened. She's also said that like his eyes have been black before, stuff like this.
That's weird. You know who have actually, not to get off the topic, but it's just an example of something like this. And, you do have to question the validity. Maybe it sounds crazy, but it's true. But I can't remember exactly who they were talking about, but Motley Crue has even said that there was a time I might have been, maybe it was Nikki Six, whoever the guy was that had like the drug problem for the most.
Mm-hmm.
They had said they went to his house one time to go check out to see like if he was okay or what the fuck was going on with the dude. And
Yeah.
they said they walked into his house and he was sitting there like on the floor meditating, and they said shit was fucking flying around the house.
Yeah, that's basically what like
They just walked the fuck out. They're like, yeah, okay, I'm out of here.
he's fine.
Or just, I'm not getting involved in this situation. I'll go back.
Yeah, that's what this lady was saying. That's kind of what she described. And then one time she had to like pull him like back because he was like going into the portal. And then pretty sure I'm recalling correctly, she described a entity in the dimension that would remind me of like Anubis, the way she described it.
Oh wow.
And I was like, yo, what the heck is that about? So I think
This would be kind of like at the end of your travels to cross over to the abyss.
to your point about the effects of messing with magic, I mean, maybe Elon has been at this a long, long time.
I'm sure he probably grew up with like shit stuck on his fucking head.
Yeah. Well, and there's all these weird accounts of like, according to this Rosemary lady, like they were telling her like you must treat him like very special. He's very special. She got this feeling that like he's being like groomed for something. And then we coined the term on the show that Elon is Rosemary's baby. Because she's the babysitter. Oh man. That was a good one. But yeah, weird, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, even part of it behind it, which I think is some of the reasons why I've said I think people will start acting weird or just aren't the same. I forgot what I was watching something, and it was kind of going from a scientific standpoint. And maybe if anybody's listening that can correct me if I'm wrong, let me know. But it was almost as like using like electricity to kind of reset your brain. Um, they were saying that sometimes when you do that, you can almost burn out synapses, and like your brain just won't be wired exactly the same anymore.
Mm,
And I do believe that happens to an extent when you have a magical experience. That's just my thinking. So if I'm correct, the more and more you keep working or you keep doing that, I think less and less, or you'll be less and less yourself of who you used to be.
yeah.
And you'll start acting weird, start being, you'll end up again like Kanye West, Joe Biden, or sometimes the way I've even seen interviews or people with Elon Musk. He seems very weird socially. He I've seen videos of him walking and he's like doing weird shit with his neck and like,
Yes.
it's like, dude, like something the fuck's wrong with you, man.
Yeah, like Kanye, I mean, he's just not even the same person
Yeah, you know
anymore.
what I'm saying? And Elon, it's like, my opinion, socially, they're off.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's like, oh, they're introverted or well, maybe they're on the spectrum now, but that's from them fucking with the rainbow in the dark. That's the only reason they're on the spectrum.
Maybe they weren't before.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's very weird. But I just thought that when I saw that headline that Colby tagged us in, I was like, oh God, like, of course he has demon like outbursts and multiple personalities. I love this comment.
Yeah. Fuck, right? It's all her fault. The lady should just let him go, and we would have none of these problems right now.
Oh my God,
We
that's
just have a different
hilarious.
person playing the puppet.
It's all Rosemary's fault that
Yeah,
we
she
have
just
Elon
let
in
him
our
go.
lives.
Let him go.
Fuck, should have let him
Should have just
disappear,
picked him up
man.
and tossed him into it.
I think she was petrified. If what she says is true, she was petrified to like have something happen to him because the family was so stressed. Like, you cannot let anything happen to him.
I mean, how do you explain that? Oh, I saw a portal open up in the bedroom and sucked them in. Like, they're gonna believe that.
Right? She's
Well, I mean,
like, oh
they might
God.
go, oh fuck, he finally did it.
His mom would have been like, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
Your
Oh,
first
you
portal.
finally did it.
Your first portal. Shedding a tear.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. Okay. So that's just a weird, wacky story.
Yeah.
Next up in Clown World. So this episode happened last Monday. So it's like old according to our timeline. It's a whole Monday ago, but happened after our last show. So my kids were super pumped because the NFL is here. My family loves football. Even though we're Canadian, we love American football. So we were watching this game live. So it was Buffalo Bills versus New York Jets on Monday, September 11th. Okay. 22nd anniversary of the 9/11 incident. Okay. We're all gathered around the TV. Or actually, I was not. I was busy doing housework, but hearing it in the background. And I hear that in the pregame interview, Aaron Rodgers is talking about how, because he was going to retire. He's 39. He was going to retire. And then he said that there's a story about he did like DMT or like ayahuasca, like did some whole like ceremony and basically went into a meditation and had entities like tell him that he should play for the Jets and not retire yet. And so he was like, all right, I'm going to play for the Jets. In the pregame interview, he was talking about the manifestation process and how he believes in manifestation and making your thoughts a reality and that you have the power to do this. You have the power to like control your destiny, more or less, right? Okay, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, it's partially true, but we won't get into that. I just thought it was interesting that they showed that in the beginning, and I was like, okay, boy. And then there's this whole like memorial thing going on for 9/11, very rah Americana, where Rogers is running out with the American flag. Like honestly, I'm not American, and even for me, I was like, it's emotional, like a little bit, right?
Mhm.
And it's his first game as a New York Jet, Jets being planes,
Oh.
and it's a matchup with another New York State team, so it's like special, right? Okay, so he runs into the stadium. They start the game. Like 3 minutes into the game, he gets hit. He gets sacked by a Buffalo Bill player and tears his Achilles tendon and is like out for the season. It was the most like anticlimactic shit I've ever seen. After all this pomp and circumstance, and he's like, manifesting his destiny and all this shit. He's supposed to play for the New York Jets. It's destined, and then boom, season-ending injury. Yes, Robert, we're gonna get into that. So a few things I noticed. Okay, so I sat down and like rewatched like the hit and everything because a lot of conspiracy people were on the ball and were like, this shit is staged. And I don't know about like how do you feel and why about like sports being staged? Because I don't know if you can like fully stage it.
Yeah. I would say maybe certain things you can, but a whole game might be very hard.
Yeah. And like how many are they all in on it then?
Well, I mean, I would.
Like all the players?
I wouldn't. I don't know about all the players. I mean, listen. I could easily see through technology. Believe it or not, it's just my opinion. You could make that ball technically go where the fuck you want.
I guess.
So if you don't want to make it to the person that he's trying to throw it to, it's not going to go.
It's like a mastermind in the control room being like, boop, boop,
Hmm.
boop. Where ball's gonna go this way. Who knows, right?
I mean, literally, all you would need is like fucking fans in there that just people don't see. You fucking add 3 miles per hour to a fucking fan. That's going to change the way the ball went. I mean, it's just silly shit like that is actually very easy to
I
control.
guess. Yeah, yeah. So if you watch the clip back, I mean, you can find it on YouTube like very easily. You just look up the hit or whatever. So, couple of things that really made me when I watched it back, I was like, yo, this is weird. So, he gets sacked. He stands up for a while, like fine. Like he got up normal, looks fine. And then he made this like M symbol with his fingers resting on his hip, like very unnatural. Do you rest your fingers like this? I don't.
Well, you're talking about this guy there right now, right? Holding him.
Aaron Rodgers, the Jet, the green guy.
Oh, okay. All right. No, I thought you meant the guy holding him because I even
No.
find his glove and his armband very interesting.
Oh yeah, yeah. What is that symbol on his
Well, I
glove?
mean, even considering if you look at the other guy next to him, I mean, how often? I don't know. It's just like, is that a normal thing to have a glove pulled up all the way that high, and then what is that, tape or something wrapped around it to keep it? It's just weird. I mean, I don't know if I've ever noticed that being done too often.
I'm not sure about that, but yeah. So Rogers got sacked. He stood up, made this weird hand thing on his hip for a bit. Then,
That could be for the MM.
right, like Master Mason or whatever, and Master Mason number is 22. Remember, it's his 22nd anniversary, 9/11, right? Then, weirdly, he just sits down on the field at exactly 11:19 on the clock. It's like he was waiting. It's really weird. It's like he was looking and waiting for the exact time. He sat his butt down, did like a little backwards, like half somersault thing, and exactly on the 33rd and 34th yard line, right in between. 33rd degree of masonry, 34th being apotheosis.
Uh,
And I was like, yo, what the heck? Also, the Buffalo Bill player who sacked him, his name is Leonard Floyd, which I thought was weird because it just made me think of like George Floyd, like right away. And that guy's jersey number is 56, which 5 plus 6 is 11.
56 was a number that we came across a few times too in our eyeball series.
Yeah, that's right. 56 was a lot, like in the gematria stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Aaron Rodgers, his new jersey number this year is number 8
Oh,
because he used to be number 12, but 12 from the Jets is like some retired jersey, some famous dude.
and to me again, this is how I explain it with the Kabbalah. Seventh sphere is green, and I think that's the form, and then the eighth sphere, in a sense, is the energy, the sound, the light, kind of coming from that form. So
Mm,
I could see the relationship with the green and the number eight, even though it's not the seventh sphere, which is green.
right? Wait, where is that slide? Oh, maybe we didn't put it. Okay, so I also took it upon myself because I thought the timing of him sitting his ass down on the field was weird. Being 11:19 on the clock is 9:11 backwards. And I was like, I wonder how much time that is expired in the game. So that is 3 minutes, 41 seconds into the game, which those digits also add to 8. Weird. And then it gets weirder. The quarterback who would replace him in the game, his name is Zach Wilson, and he's a young guy. He was second overall draft pick from BYU, Brigham Young University, Mormontown. Okay, so he's number 2 pick. He wears jersey number 2, and he's had 22 starts in the NFL. Come the fuck on.
That's a lot of 22. See, then again, like that.
I didn't even have to look that up. The announcer said it as I'm watching the game footage back. They said it on TV. They're
Those
including all these numbers. Number 2, 22, 2. Like, holy shit, man. How many twos are you going to say?
Well, 22 then goes to 4, and then, that's a multiple of, 4 would be a multiple of 8. I
Yep.
mean, it's all 8, 6, 4, and 2. I mean, it's, again, I always say that I think that those are like Tahuti numbers or Toth numbers.
Yeah. Oh, let me bring up this slide real quick. This one, I just like, I didn't catch it at first right away.
Oh.
After Rogers goes down, they pan to the fans, to the crowd. They close in. I don't know what footage this is like. Oh, ESPN says. They close in on this guy who's wearing a jersey 8, right? And he's wedged between two 17s. What
That's
the heck?
I didn't even realize that when you showed me the picture.
You know, like the more I looked at it, I was like, whoa, whoa. There's more. There's more. Yeah. Friggin' weird, right? Bought and sold. Yeah. Good one, Susan. Yeah, and there was okay, apparently it was a hoax, but there was a tweet going around before the game started saying that Rogers would go down with a torn Achilles early in the game. Tweeted out by somebody who works for like Warner Brothers. And people like screenshot it all kinds, but apparently it was some sort of hoax. I don't know. Cannot confirm or deny.
You should. I'm actually surprised the Q-tards haven't been all over this.
Well, it gets better.
Oh,
It's not over.
oh,
Okay.
is Aaron Rodgers going to save the world now?
Well, he talks about the Phoenix. Well, no, okay. He didn't directly talk about the
Yeah.
Phoenix, but that's how I interpreted it. Okay. So obviously Rogers wearing jersey number 8, 8 referencing time, death, rebirth, infinity, all that jazz. Oh, sorry, there was another
Also on the
22.
magician card. I mean, the infinity.
Yes, the magician card. The final score of the game was 22-16 for the Jets. Yeah. Yeah, and just him being a Jet and the Jet going down, 9/11. The guy who hit him his jersey adds to 11. Like, oh, come on. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Anywho's.
I'd say the one
So,
is very interesting.
yeah, really interesting. Okay, so apparently he has completely torn his Achilles and he had some like new cutting edge surgery that he may come back in time for playoffs instead of being out the entire season. So he wrote on his Instagram, just like a thank you message to everyone who reached out. Please keep me in your prayers in the healing process. He says at the end of the message, "The night is darkest before the dawn, and I shall rise yet again." You wear jersey 8 and you make that kind of reference, which is obviously like a phoenix rising from the ashes.
Yeah, that's very,
Like,
very
come
suspect,
on.
in my opinion.
Come the fuck on.
Yo,
Right?
even running his name through gematria, Aaron Rodgers, for in Hebrew you get 488.
Oh,
Yeah, and then even in the English, before you get to simple, you do get 810. So I mean that has an 8 in it as well. And just to real quick, these are going to be numbers. The 488 is a number that we've come across with Elon Musk because it does also match cat turd. Which cat turd is something that has come up. I just remember that. It's because he's just another annoying fucking account. Whatever. I've his name came up with stuff when we were covering Elon Musk. When we were running Elon Musk things.
yes.
So I just find it interesting that he came up with stuff that was associated with Elon Musk when we covered it with Gematria.
Word.
Yeah, I mean you even get like the key of David. But with you get some weird things running Aaron Rodgers' name actually.
Yeah, kind of serendipitously, I stumbled upon another post which I shared in my story after I made these notes. Was actually shared by Angie, our girl, Let Truth Fly on Instagram. And I reposted it because it was such a great breakdown of like Apollo symbolism in the 9/11 ritual. And the guy who made the video said, "The phoenix burns itself in praise of Apollo." So I was like, if Rogers is making a phoenix reference and he's getting hurt and then going to make this comeback, is this some honoring and continuation of the
Oh,
9/11 ritual? And also, Trump, as we touched on last week, very much tied to Apollo symbolism. So is this some sort of little ritual sacrifice type of thing? Some working, building up of energy for another purpose? Yeah, so here's just a screenshot from his Instagram story after his surgery. Surgery went great. Of course, he calls the doctor who did it the goat. Dr. El Atrash. I don't know if that's how you say it, but
the goat.
the goat. Always a goat involved.
You think
But
he's only following 444 people on purpose?
oh, 100%. Yes.
With the 2.2 million.
Yeah. So I didn't even mean to like make a point about it, but when I went on his Instagram to check his post about recovering and stuff, Yeah, he has 2.2 million followers. So we got another 22, and he's following 444 people. I know a lot of people who do that. They keep their following count at a certain number because they believe it's like auspicious or whatever.
Mm.
It's pretty funny. Yep. And we got that one. Oh, so then I thought, what's the connection between why the Achilles heel? If people know who Achilles is, he was a hero of the Trojan War, great Greek warrior. He's a demigod, half god, half man. And the legend goes that his mother, who was a river or nymph or some river goddess or something, she dipped him in the river Styx as a baby to give him immortality. And she had him by the foot or the heel and just like dipped him in the river like this. So everywhere got covered in the river Styx water except for his heel. And that's why that's his mortal spot. So in the Trojan War, the legend goes that Achilles got shot by an arrow in the Achilles heel, and that's what killed him. So I was like, there's something here. Weirdly enough, in Greek mythology, the phoenix, or sorry, not the phoenix, but a person named Phoenix was the son of King Amintor. Because of a dispute with his father, Phoenix fled, where he became a king and the tutor of young Achilles, whom he accompanied to the Trojan War. I just thought that was really funny.
Yeah. It's fucking weird, this whole situation, I think.
Yeah, super duper weird. I'm sure he will rise from the ashes and be back for playoffs, and the Jets will win the Super Bowl. Let's call it now.
That'd be weird.
I don't know. It would be weird if they did. It
I
would be
think it's
super
weird
weird.
if the Jets won.
Yeah, if you're you being from New York, you're like the Jets. They don't win shit. Same with Buffalo, right?
Yeah, I was just gonna say it'd be like Buffalo winning.
My poor mom, she's such a Buffalo Bills fan for years. She's like, they never win. Oh, mom. Anyways, yeah, that's all I got about Aaron Rodgers. Last crazy story about Clown World this week. Peruvian aliens in Mexico.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm sure everyone who's watching this saw at least
Oh,
something about this. Like, come on.
that was the only that actually got me like kind of on social media a little bit more because I wanted to see the memes of it.
That
That
was the best part about it was the memes were friggin' hysterical. Okay, so just in case people don't know what we're talking about, which like you should. No, I'm kidding. But Peru was in the news again. So Peru was in the news with an alien story not too long ago where people were saying that there was this attack on these villagers, blah, blah, blah. Turns out it was miners wearing jetpacks to scare off locals that they could steal like resources. And honestly, like, okay. So, anyways, that was in Peru also. Apparently, these alien bodies were found in Peru in 2017.
yeah, I was gonna say when Giorgio was on TV, and it's funny. Like Fox News was even like fucking like laughing about it. But like when he came on, he said that it was neither 2017 or 18. And if you do actually, I didn't realize, but I think the video that me and you were actually kind of impressed with that Carla Crusher put out.
Yes.
I think that actually video is a few years old because they've already discredited this thing when they first found it.
Oh,
Like that, I think that video that he is showing how like the bones aren't even correct, and how one of them is the same one. Like the left leg is actually the right leg as well. Like the bones aren't
yes.
correct. From what I had noticed recently, I think that was already like debunked as soon as they came across it.
Oh,
So like it was like what I'm getting at is that something that was already considered bullshit has now become television worthy, which is weird.
well, and like, why bringing it up now? And the same day, I think that these Peruvian aliens were shown in a hearing in Mexico, shown to Mexican Congress. There was another NASA disclosure hearing uh,
Yeah.
about UFOs and UAPs, and apparently that was like a big letdown too. Like they didn't really say much of anything. Of course. Right? So, and also, like you were saying, that this was already debunked. The gentleman who presented it, I think you say his name, Jaime Maussan, he has already been discredited many times, like presenting hoaxes and false evidence. So, like, why is this being shown now in 2023 in Mexico?
It's the Mormons. Pushing their bullshit alien shit again.
Maybe trying to make it real.
Yeah.
Like, come on, guys.
Like we got Skinwalker Ranch and fucking Mexico on lock.
And
Between both.
the Florida oranges.
Yeah. Oh, in a few weeks, there'll be UFO sightings in Florida now.
Oh my God. In orange groves.
Yeah. Video found of alien picking oranges in Florida.
Crushes orange for juice on the spot.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, so the guy did claim that these are 1,000 years old, not genetically like anything on Earth, has 3 fingers, very skinny, claimed the female alien specimen had eggs inside of it, which if you saw like I guess, I don't know if it's like the negative image to show the inside of the body, X-ray image, the eggs like took up her whole entire abdomen. It's like, what? Like, I don't think that's how.
No organs. It was just eggs.
Yeah, it's like no organs, just egg. I'm pretty sure it's not like how it would work, but maybe I just don't know.
You know what? There was eggs in there. Tell you the truth.
Chocolate eggs?
No, there's eggs. There's definitely eggs in there. And to tell you the truth, we actually came across footage of showing how this alien was debunked. And I'm going to show you that right now.
Okay. Honestly.
He definitely had some eggs in her belly.
Egg yolks.
To make the cake.
Sure. Honestly, that would be more believable.
They weren't lying.
That would be more. I'm telling you, it's chocolate eggs. Egg yolks to make the cake and chocolate eggs inside so it would show up on the x-ray. There we go.
That aliens is real as Cadbury eggs. Those are real eggs too.
Lisa says, I think I saw Nutella.
Yeah, it was Nutella filling.
Oh, God. Yeah, that would honestly be more believable than what they were trying to pull off. Like, legit. Yeah. Oh, the funny thing was, Maussan, the guy who was presenting the alien bodies, he was quoted in an article as saying that it is the most important thing that has happened to humanity. I believe that this phenomenon is the only one that gives us the opportunity to unite. Come on.
Ronald Reagan all over again.
Yeah, it's like, what are you trying to fulfill Reagan and Bush's wet dreams? Like, what the heck? Do you work for them? Like, what's your deal? Anyways, like we said, the best thing to come out of the whole thing was the memes, and I think you have a few.
Yeah, I thought these things were great. So, in case people can't see it, this one's like a little alien sitting on a table. It says the alien deception is going to be the next level. Holograms, crazy tech. And then the alien deception, it shows like this little like fucking paper mache doll that was made by Stephen Greer on a table.
Yo, for real.
And then the other one is the E.T. movie. I love that. The new method of disguising your cocaine shipment. It's just packed with cocaine. That's all it was. This I thought was the best. These two I thought were my favorite. In case people aren't watching and you're just listening. That chick on the plane, that motherfucker right there is not real.
It's not real.
It's talking about this fucking thing. And then you got Giorgio from Ancient Aliens, the face of the alien, Mexicans.
That was my favorite.
You know, when I saw that, I died laughing.
Yeah, I that was my favorite one, I think.
Oh man! And there you go, the paper mache alien,
Halloween costume.
Spirit Halloween.
Yeah.
And this one had me dying too with the alien next to Sigourney Weaver's face. I was like, what the?
Oh god.
Uh,
Yep. And when the government admits aliens are real, conspiracy theorists everywhere. Nope. It's the reverse psychology move, honestly.
yeah,
But yeah, that's the Clown World Weekly Roundup, I think.
yeah. Oh, you know what? I did actually. I don't want to spend too much time on it because
Mhm.
it's kind of longer than we normally expected for these shows. But
Yes.
one thing I did want to, I guess, from my experience, so, I had mentioned that I saw Wu Tang over the weekend, and I guess kind of like news with that, Mary J. Blige came out. Yo, she lip synced her whole fucking set.
Oh god.
Yo, she held that mic out to the crowd and had the crowd do her lines probably 50% of the time.
Wow.
Yeah, it was actually pretty like screwed up. I was actually like really surprised. But one thing I do want to mention that I had noticed myself as being, I guess a magician in the crowd, there was a lot of times you were told to chant certain things, and there was a lot of times you were told to put up that peace sign. And
Mm.
before Mary J. Blige came out, which took forever because she was probably fucking shit faced or doped the fuck out. Took her forever to come out, and then does like this crazy like lean walk, which I actually thought she was gonna fall over. They had to stress multiple times that she is a true Capricorn. True Capricorn. The queen. True Capricorn. I
Wow.
don't know. It just seemed very, very weird, in my opinion. And again, I mean, I do like Wu Tang. I like their music, and I think they're occultists, and that's probably one of the main reasons why I went is because I wanted to be in a room with another occultist, and I want to see how they do their magic. So I went to a Wu Tang concert,
Yeah.
and to me, I do feel that was kind of a ritual. The whole concert, I think, was kind of ritualistic in a sense.
Yeah, I just think concerts nowadays, like, they don't hide it anymore at all. You even showed me a clip when Sean Paul was on stage. The background visuals.
Yes.
One of the
Oh yeah,
mo
that's the whole other thing. All the stuff on the back of the screens was tons of occult symbolism. Like they ain't even hiding it.
No, and it has nothing to do with, like, the lyrics or, like, what's going on the stage. It was literally a dark angel character with, like, red glowing eyes, like, looks so
Yeah,
evil.
with
And
flapping
then
wings.
and then it's, like, during the song Cheap Thrills. Like, "Got more cheap thrills, na na na." It's, like, kinda like an upbeat tune, and then it's, like, this dark, like, angel, like, what.
It makes this song "Give Me the Light" kind of like make you wonder, like, what is he really talking about too?
Oh, yeah, right,
I
it's
think
that
every single
song.
person up there on stage, for the most part, were magicians that was at that show,
Oh, probably.
and it was just like even like a weird build up too of like Wu Tang. Then all of a sudden, Puff Daddy just showed up. Which I mean, he was in New York, which I find interesting. He was in New York that day because he got the key to the city, and it was supposed to be 17 years after he released his first album.
Stop.
So we got a key to the city of New York 17 years after he's released his first album and now is a surprise guest at the Wu Tang show.
Wow.
Who his bad boy entertainment, people go look up his logo and then go look up the Shriners Billiken. It looks like the same fucking thing to me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. In the chat, Baby says, "Are you doing Russell Brand next week?" I will now. Thanks for that.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that this morning. I was like, oh,
Yeah. Well,
such
I'm not surprised about that whatsoever. So
Hey, did you mention in the beginning, unfortunately?
no, I forgot. I realized like 3 minutes into me talking and running my mouth. Sorry.
Yes.
Yes. So what NY is referring to is because I always fumble introductions. That going forward, this will be broadcast only on the Spiritual Gangsters YouTube. So he's been kind enough to broadcast it out to his YouTube and mine right now, just to kind of like tell our common viewership about it. But please, if you're not already subscribed to Spiritual Gangsters on YouTube, please do so because then you'll be notified of the lives, and make sure you like hit the notification bell so you can know when we are here, and please chat with us. It's so fun. I love seeing everybody's comments and
Yes.
chatter on the side. Yes. So
Yeah. Plus,
please do that.
yeah, exactly. Because the problem is most people are going to just watch it from my channel, and that's
Yeah, your channel's so
you know.
big. You're like so popular.
But but still, besides that, it's
I'm
just
kidding.
it's your show. You know what I'm saying? So
No, I get that.
people who are watching this from my YouTube or even my live streams, you're gonna have to go sign over and subscribe to hers because this you won't see the live anymore.
Yes,
Or
please
mine.
do so. I appreciate, the people who have caught on to it the last 2 weeks, and share it with people who you think would enjoy it. And yeah,
Sure.
another week in Clown World done.
Yes, yes, that was fun. Always.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for joining me, and everybody stay gangster. Till next week.
Later.